Welcome to today's briefing. I'm Aaron. Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Mike Gilday has been relieved after 4 years of honorable service as the CNO. He was the top naval officer for the United States Navy as it transitioned from an organization designed to support the global war on terror to one that's a more traditional naval force designed to push back against Chinese expansionism and Russian aggression. Now, during his time as CNO, he often clashed publicly with Congress, saying the Navy needs 500 ships to meet the needs of the national security strategy. Of course, Congress would push back and say that's a little ridiculous. You know, we can barely support the 300 ships we have now. Why do we need 500 ships? And I believe that that was a very clever way of the CNO letting Congress know, hey, it's not the Navy's number of ships that's the problem. It's the national security strategy that's the problem. That requires the Navy to be everywhere all the time in all theaters ready for war. That's a little bit of a big ask for any organization. He also repeatedly clashed over the 300 pending senior officer promotions that have still not been approved by Congress. Certain senators are sitting on these promotions, not even addressing them for political reasons, not because of the performance of these officers. I would urge Congress to get off their butt and approve these promotions right away. So this is the state in which the new CNO is coming into office. And what is her name? It is Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Lisa Franchetti. Now, she is a career surface warfare officer, spent most of her careers on destroyers. And so she was a commanding officer of a destroyer as well as the commanding officer of a squadron of destroyers, which means she likes maneuverability, versatility, speed, and aggression. And these are all great attributes to have in a military leader. So she's off to a good start. During her address speech, she brought up three things. First was fleet modernization, which was the first thing she brought up and probably the most important thing that we need to address right now. It's good that she recognizes that. The second one she referred to more vaguely as build readiness. Now, readiness refers to a couple different things like recruitment, retention, training, and then, of course, modernization and maintenance as well. And finally, she said these things need to be addressed urgently. So she has the right attitude, she's identified the problem, and she's motivated to get them solved. So we need strong leaders like this in the Navy, and I wish her luck. I hope that she does a great job. Let's take a look at the Navy she's inheriting. She just took over on Friday, a few days ago. Let's begin with this great graphic by the United States Naval Institute. Full credit to you guys. Thank you for making this every week. Let's start down by Australia down there with the America Amphibious Ready Group. They have, this is LHA 6 and the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit is doing exercise Malabar 2023 with Australia, Japan, and India. Now, you may be thinking, hey, didn't they just do Talisman Sabre, this huge exercise that lasted like 5 or 6 weeks? Yeah, and it was with Australia and in Japan and India as well. So these guys, they go from one simulated war to another, and they're right back at it again. So when the real war happens, it's going to be just like another day underway for them. So good luck to them. Thanks for keeping up the high tempo there down off the coast of Australia. Let's move a little bit north of that. Off the coast of Taiwan, we have the Reagan Carrier Strike Group. And here you can see them getting ready to go into the danger zone there. They're in the Philippine Sea, so that would be east of Taiwan. And they're just kind of keeping an eye on things right there. There's still a 5-ship Chinese flotilla hanging around between Taiwan and the Arctic Circle up there. Probably waiting to see what they do as they transit back, we think. Moving up north of that, we have a Coast Guard cutter off the coast of Korea. Looks like it's in the Sea of Japan there, but we do have a North Korean update. This came out as we were writing today's video. Hey everyone, it's Aaron from the future again. I messed up. I put the person that we're talking about behind my left shoulder in this graphic. So we're just going to insert a new one and call it good. Okay. Thank you. Oh, and Biden wins. North Korea did release a statement saying that they do have Travis King. So they publicly announced that they do have this young man now for, I think, 2 weeks. And he is seeking political asylum. Refuge from American racism is the justification for that. This is good news for Private Travis King and his family. It means he's probably still alive, which is a little bit unexpected, but we're happy for that. And if North Korea can use him, even if it's for political purposes, they'll probably keep him alive. And I expect that at some point there will be some negotiation of a sanction release or easing, or maybe some money or food for the North Korean people in exchange for the Private Travis King. So hopefully we get that done soon and bring this young man back home. All right, let's move over into the Gulf of Oman. That's over there near the Persian Gulf. We have the USS Bataan is standing ready to deliver some righteous fire on target. That's right. This amphibious ready group is call sign Jesus because they'll send you straight to heaven. The Iran Republican Guard Corps Navy has been on its best behavior ever since the Bataan has been on site there. So, hey, that's a victory in and of itself. We don't have to fight a shooting war at sea to win the fight, to get order back into the Straits of Hormuz. So we've already won as far as I'm concerned, but so help me, if the IRGCN so much as steps out of line once, these are the young men and women that are going to send fire downrange on them. I mean, just look at this. We have these guys are on watch. We have multiple security details. Most of these are in Bahrain, but there's also some on board these ships. Little, 15 to 19 details of Marines and sailors, ready to board civilian vessels for their approximately 10-hour transit through the Strait of Hormuz. So what are the conditions for our security teams to go on board civilian vessels as it stands today? The rules set by the United States were, one, we're still waiting on the order from the executive branch, from the president, the commander-in-chief, to actually do this. As far as we know, that order has not been given yet. Everybody's in place to do this, but the order's not been given yet. So we need that. And then there's 3 conditions that each ship needs to meet. 1, compliance from the ship's crew. We don't want to be on board a ship that the crew doesn't want us on. So that's 1. The ship's captain has to invite us. So that's the second one. And then finally, the host country of the vessel has to approve it as well. So they meet those 3 conditions and we get the commander-in-chief's authorization, and these guys are a go. All right, and then we're moving over to where else? Let's go to the Pacific. The Nimitz is lost off the coast of Canada, apparently having navigation issues, and the Carl is doing Carl things out there. West Coast sailors have always been kind of strange. Who knows what they're out doing over there? All right, this is the Navy that Admiral CNO, Chief of Naval Operations, Lisa Franchetti inherits. The shipyards are a mess. The boys in Bataan may kick off a war, who knows? And you got me, some Yahoo in Michigan with a sense of humor, who really wants you to succeed. So good luck, Admiral. We're all counting on you.
Good luck. We're all counting on you.
Gene, Admiral Gilday really seems like a cool guy. Like, I would love to hang out with him, have a beer, just talk about Navy things for a couple hours. Oh, that would be great. I wonder if he's going to be at the conference. We'll have to see.